This video demonstrates how to apply the VLOOKUP function to an Excel workbook using the Python library OpenPyXL. In this document, you can see 5 rows of food, each color-coded with the color written out next to it. In column D, we see that it contains the same data, but it's organized in a different way. So let's start by looking at the VLOOKUP function and its arguments by entering it directly into an Excel cell. Here's the VLOOKUP function in Excel with all of the arguments that it accepts. The lookup value that you are trying to find in the reference table is the first argument. In our case, for this cell, it would be orange. The second argument is the table wherein that value exists, with the leftmost column of the table being the value we are searching for, that value that we identified as the lookup value. The table in this case is columns A and B. The third argument is the column number within that reference table you want to return. And the final argument is if you would like to return an exact match or not. To find the value for orange, I would enter the lookup value of D1 in the table A to B, and I'm looking for the second column index number 2, representing column B, and I want to return an exact match, and that is denoted with false, as you can see right there. And here we can see we have successfully returned the value orange. Now I will go ahead and delete the contents of column E, and I will use a for loop to show you how you can apply the VLOOKUP function to an entire column using Python. Here I start off by bringing in the workbook as WB. I then select the worksheet as WS, and I will be saving the document and the work in this cell below it. I will start off by bringing over the function that we just saw, but inputting it in a way with Python. And here we can see that I am assigning cell E1 of the document the same VLOOKUP function that I just demonstrated in Excel. I'll show you that this works by executing the cell quickly, saving it, and opening up the workbook to show the work. And here you can see orange is now back in cell E1. Let me go ahead and delete it again so that we can apply that same function to the entire column. For this, let me bring over another piece of code that I have written in advance. This for loop is using an iteration through a range of numbers. I start with the number 1 and use the max row attribute of the worksheet to designate when the for loop should stop. I do add 1 to this last number, as you can see here, because the range function does not include the second number within the for loop. So if I want to loop from 1 to 5, which represents the range of cells that I do have, I have to state that we need to loop in a range 1 through 6. Using the max row attribute ensures that the loop exits once there are no more rows of data. Each iterated variable for this for loop is called row. I am selecting each row as they iterate up one by one and making sure that my VLOOKUP value is also increasing by the same amount, so that the row in column E is going to match the lookup value in column D. The rest of the VLOOKUP function remains the same, as you can see in the above cell. Let me go ahead and execute this. I'll save the document and check the workbook. And here you can see that the VLOOKUP function has been accurately applied to each row, returning the correct color for each food. So as you can see, it's actually quite easy to apply the VLOOKUP function using Python. All you have to do is write out the VLOOKUP function and make sure that the VLOOKUP value is searching for the correct value as you either iterate through a loop or place the function in a specific cell. Thank you for watching. Please let me know in the comments if this was a helpful video for you. Let me know what other features of OpenPyXL or Python in general you would like to see reviewed. And do hit that subscribe button so that you can know when the next video comes out.